Can you drink tap water in Germany? In this video, we will answer that question, talk about the controversy around it, and give you some tips on what to look out for. Hey, my name is Jen, and I'm from Guatemala.
And mine is Yvonne, and I'm German.
And together we're from Simple Germany, where we help you settle into life in Germany more smoothly.
Additionally to this YouTube channel, we also run our website simplegermany.com, where we have written in-depth guides on topics that we don't necessarily cover on YouTube, but that help you navigate your life in Germany even better. So check them out.
To begin, let's ask the big question. Can you drink tap water in Germany?
Yes, you can.
You can actually safely drink tap water in Germany. In 2001, the German government released this tap water ordinance, which in German is called
Trinkwasserverordnung.
Thank you. I always need you to say the German stuff. Which actually puts very strict regulations on tap water. Even more regulations than on bottled water.
Right.
So this ordinance kind of guarantees that no hard chemicals are used on the water to treat it, to purify it.
Right.
So the tap water in Germany is so good that you can generally drink it from almost every faucet. Heck, you can even shower while drinking water. I mean, that's very cool. However, the controversy comes when you read statistics from a place like Statista, where they claim that 37%, only 37% of Germans drink tap water daily.
Daily, right. I mean, if you say occasionally, obviously the percentage goes up, but on a daily basis, meaning making it your number one source of water that you consume during the day, that is very, very little.
Yeah.
And that also adds to when you go to a Getränkemarkt, like a drink market in Germany, and you see all of those crates of water, like whether it is still or sparkling, whole different discussion. And also the way that I grew up is that we always had crates of water and we rarely used the tap water. I mean, we used it for cooking and stuff, but never to really drink it.
So why do you think there's this controversy in Germany, or what is the perception of tap water in Germany? I mean, this is a very subjective question, I know, because we unfortunately don't have like the millions of Germans to ask. But in your opinion, what do you think?
So I would say it's stigmatized in society. Okay. And that the best way that you can understand that is by going into a restaurant. And the moment you ask for water, first of all, you would need to specify that you want still water. Because if you just ask for water, the water you will get is bottled sparkling water.
Yes.
That is like the go-to water. So you would need to specify still water if that is what you'd like. And it is, I would say, very unheard of to ask for tap water. And if you do it, I would say depends on the venue that you're in. You would either get like a look and be like, "You serious? Like you're almost insulting them," or you would even get the answer, "That's not possible here."
Wow. So you actually kind of have to ask for the bottled water.
So
as
to
well.
answer your question, I think it's stigmatized because bottled water is like a status symbol and kind of like it's just the better quality, which is not true, but that's just the way society sees it or has been imprinted. And tap water is like I said, it's an insult. It's seen as cheap. It's not seen as dirty, but seen as cheap.
Which is very interesting. So I have two experiences to talk about this. The first one is that when we were in Bonn once in the city center, there was a whole station or like a whole kiosk. A wagon, a pretty big wagon, serving tap water. And the whole campaign or marketing around it is kind of saying like tap water is also gesund or something like this, where they were giving yummy and tasty. And it was a very warm day, so there was a lot of people actually taking the water. So I found that interesting that there were campaigns to specifically promote drinking tap water.
Yes, firstly because it is super healthy. Secondly because obviously it's also an environmental factor nowadays. That comes to mind when you keep buying bottled water. I mean, mind you, in Germany already buying water in glass bottles is a lot bigger than in plastic bottles. And those glass bottles get used several times. So that's already better, right? Than just using bottles that you use once and then crush and throw. But still, we are fans of tap water just because Jen is a still water lover anyways.
Yes.
Secondly, as you might have heard in other videos, we live under the roof, 90 plus stairs to get to our apartment, no elevator. And I don't see myself carrying up water, you know. Especially, I'm a camel, I drink like 3 to 4 liters a day. So that is just not a thing.
The second story that I have is actually from a very good German friend that whenever we are at his house and I take the water from the faucet, I get a big look like, no, Jen, you're not allowed to do that here. And I'm like, but it's so delicious. And I'm kind of like highly motivated, let's call it like that, to actually drink the still water, mind you, from the bottle, which I find that adds again to this controversy or this perception.
And that I would say again is stigma, and it's just how we got raised, I would say.
So I think it's super interesting,
However, adding to that, I must say that also I see, and that is again also economies developing, I see change, especially with sparkling water lovers. And I would say that's also the rise of the soda stream.
True.
With soda stream, if you don't know it, it's a device that you can use your tap water at home in a pre-made bottle, in a soda stream bottle, and you can put CO2 bubbles into it and make it sparkly at home. And because of that possibility, more and more sparkling water lover no longer buy their bottles, but buy a soda stream and sparkle their tap water at home.
Which is super interesting. So I have a question for all of you Germans watching this video. First of all, do you drink tap water? And second of all, do you not drink it maybe because you don't like still water? I mean, like flat water. Because it could also be that a lot of people just prefer the bubbly water. And if you don't have the option, if you don't open the faucet and have bubbly water, then you might prefer the bottled bubbly water from the Trinkhalle. You know what I mean?
The bottled bubbly water.
So it could be a question of maybe just not liking the flat water, just not being against the tap water per se. So that would be answers I would be super curious of reading in the comments. So one thing we need to clarify though is that not all tap water is created equal.
Right, so there's different water sources all over Germany depending on where you live. We're not gonna go into the science here, so don't worry about it. However, you can probably feel and taste the differences just by the way the water is coming out of your faucet. And here we're mainly speaking of soft or hard water, meaning the amount of minerals in it. So the more minerals in terms of calcium and magnesium, but mainly calcium, the harder it is, and the less minerals, the softer it is. I would argue that the softer water has a nicer taste.
Yes, I agree.
However, the harder water is not unhealthy. On the contrary, it could actually, just benefit you by consuming more calcium in that sense.
Yeah.
The only thing that you need to be aware of and need to look out to, if you are in an area with very hard water, for us, for example, here in Düsseldorf, we have very hard water. Whereas in Bonn, it's not that far away, it's very soft water. If you have hard water, you might want to consider using a water filter. Not for your own good, for your health, but for actually your appliances.
Yes.
Because if you use a water boiler, coffee maker, whatever device you use, because the higher level of calcium in the water may leave its residues and its stains on your devices, and that might harm them over the long run.
Yeah. So in our case, the water filter of our choice, which I would say maybe is the #1 brand in Germany, is Brita, which actually looks like this. Ta-da! This one actually holds 1.5 liters, if I'm not mistaken, of water in it, and you have the filter here, and as you see, we already have still water to drink from. And what's super interesting, this has been used for some years. Here on the edge, you see a lot of white.
Also here in the front.
In the front, says Yvonne here, a lot of white stuff, and that is the calcium that Yvonne has been talking about. So how it works is that you open the flap, you put the tap water in it, and that's pretty much it. And then the filter does its job, and then when the water is down here, it's ready to be poured and drank.
Or used for your appliance.
Or used for your appliance. If you want to know where can I also get a Brita, it's very straightforward. It's on Amazon. If you want to find this specific model, you can find the link in the description below, so you can use that link to purchase it.
If you're liking this video and you're learning something, then please also give the video a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe because you love our content, then please do so.
And if you want to go the extra mile, you can always buy us a coffee at simplegermany.com/coffee. That is a small contribution that you can give directly to this channel to support our mission here in Simple Germany. Continuing with the program. So some things you need to watch out for. That in the case where water is not drinkable, there's going to be a sign that says
kein Trinkwasser
on it. And these, generally speaking, are found in, for example, fountains or certain playgrounds. So just don't think that wherever there's water coming out, it's water that you can actually drink.
Right. Also, like if you're riding trains and you have a bathroom there, it generally says kein Trinkwasser.
True.
But anything that is maybe not coming from a processed source or is reused in its own ecosystem, don't drink that.
Yeah.
Now, we have emphasized that the German tap water is one of the cleanest and purest and healthiest in the world. However, to keep it that way, it's also onto us to protect it and not pollute it, specifically by being conscious of your behavior, especially in your home. That means not throwing any chemicals, any medicine, any paint residue, anything like that down your drain or your toilet.
Yes, that is very important. And if you want to learn how you can actually dispose of these things and a lot more in a very German proper way, you can check out our video on recycling in Germany, which is coming up next, or in the card that's showing up now. Until next time, cheers!